Credit or debt counseling, especially in the form of a debt management program, seems at times to be a repayment solution haven for debtors. Over 5 million folks per year seek advice, and the 10 biggest credit counseling agencies exceed $400 million in annual revenue, plus generate a great deal more in debt repayment. But according to a report at foxbusiness.com, quote, repayment plans fail roughly half the time, according to figures from the counseling industry. Critics say the failure rate is probably higher. This is despite a screening process that accepts only about 20 to 30% of a consumer into a plan. Paying into a plan that falls through, including fees of up to $50 a month for the agency, can exhaust resources and leave you financially weaker than before, end quote. So what is a debt management program, and how can you avoid unscrupulous credit counseling practices? That is what this video is all about. A debt management plan, also known as a DMP, is a debt relief option where a counseling agency works with your creditors to come up with a more suitable monthly payment for your situation. Monthly service fees of $0 to $35 or 8% of the debt, whichever is less, is quite common. But per ConsumerAffairs.com, there is no federal regulation of debt counseling services, and only 17 states have any specific regulations governing debt counseling. You might also want to know that CNBC reports that more than a third of consumers, 35.1% to be exact, have a debt in collections on their credit file, according to a report from Urban Institute. The report assessed 2013 data from the Credit Bureau TransUnion. ConsumerAffairs.com offers a great deal of information, but their most important tips to avoid unscrupulous debt collectors include: avoid any agency that advertises on television, solicits you by phone, or sends you spam. Don't be misled by agencies that you say are non-profit. It is a meaningless designation. Don't give your credit card or bank account numbers to any agency over the phone. Don't agree to fees of more than $20. Reputable agencies do not keep the first month's payment, demand a contribution, or charge high fees. Don't believe anyone who says you can wipe out your debt. Similarly, Fool.com offers the following paraphrased suggestions. A debt management plan should never be more than $50 and the monthly maintenance fee higher than $25. Some agencies claim that their fee is voluntary and will pressure you to pay their full asking fee. Never pay more than you can afford. If the agency aggressively pushes debt savings or the possibility of a future debt consolidation loan, beware. Avoid counselors who can get commissions for putting you in a DMP. An agency that suggests a DMP in less than 20 minutes hasn't spent enough time examining your finances. Effective counseling sessions by phone or in person generally take 30 to 90 minutes. Some agencies only offer DMPs If educational options such as classes or budget counseling are not proposed, keep looking. The Better Business Bureau in Washington, D.C. says, quote, everything should be disclosed up front. The cost of service should be straightforward and reasonable, end quote. They also suggest ask about services beyond a debt management plan and debt consolidation. Is a free budgeting session available? How about other education? It all should be. What kinds of fees are charged for any additional counseling services? Is the agency accredited through an independent third-party association such as Council on Accreditation? Are counselors certified? If not, what kind of training do they have? You don't need to pay a credit counselor to receive new payment from a creditor. You simply call a credit card company and ask for help on your own. All I could do is say no. It has been suggested that a DMP will ruin a consumer's credit. Fair Isaac Corporation, the company that pioneered the use of credit scores, states that participation in a debt management plan has no effect on a consumer's FICO credit score. However, the participation in such a plan may appear on a consumer credit report put on there by their creditor, and the client may have more difficulty obtaining a car or home loan and be denied any further unsecured credit such as a credit card. This is because lenders often use multiple risk factors to determine creditworthiness. The Federal Trade Commission, in their consumer fact sheet, suggests the following questions to ask a potential credit counselor. What services do you offer? Look for an organization that offers a range of services including budget counseling, savings and debt management classes. Avoid organizations that push a debt management DMP as your only option because they spend a significant amount of time analyzing your financial data. Do you offer information? Are educational materials available for free? Avoid organizations that charge for information. What are your fees? Are there setup and or monthly fees? Get a specific price quote in writing. What if I can't afford to pay their fees and make contributions? If an organization won't help you because you can't afford to pay, look elsewhere for help. Will I have a formal written agreement or contract with you? Don't sign anything without reading it first. Make sure all verbal promises are in writing. Are you licensed to offer your services in my state? What are the qualifications of your counselors? Are they accredited or certified by an outside organization? If so, by whom? If not, how were they trained? Try to use an organization whose counselors are trained by a non-affiliated party. What assurances do I have of confidentiality? What assurances do I have that the information about me, including my address, phone number, financial information, will be kept confidential and secure? How are your employees paid? Are they paid more if I sign up certain services, if I pay a fee, if I make a contribution to your organization? If the answer is yes, consider it a red flag and go elsewhere for help. Another sound piece of information is to contact the local Better Business Bureau about an agency you are considering. But I think the following advice from Dave Ramsey puts it all in perspective. He says, quote, "The good news is that there's not some magical, mystical formula to good debt management. The solution is common sense and having a plan for your total money makeover. Grandma's simple way of handling money. Good management is 80% behavior and 20% head knowledge. It isn't rocket science, as some debt management companies try to make you believe. If any of this makes good sense, tell your friends and neighbors about it. You could be helping someone out, and you'll end up feeling good about helping others. Also, if you know of social, business, or church group members in need of financial education, do them and yourself a favor by telling them about Debt Buster Motivation. But at a minimum, subscribe to my channel, and how about giving me a thumbs up below? Thanks an awful lot. We'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.